Day 4. Here we go. So yesterday I worked on getting the car stripped. So fenders off, bumper off, all of the door, the plastics are off, mirrors, all the weather stripping, all of that's off. Door handles are now out. Inside the car, seats are out. Most of the belts in the car are held in, as you can kind of see over there in the corner, by threaded posts that came from the factory. This one, for whatever reason, did not have a threaded post. And so we had to make a hole and then put some really big washers and find a spot that was strong enough to put it through the firewall there and secure it ourselves. So that one won't come out, but that's okay. The sunroof's opened up, gas flap, trunk, all that's off, lights are all out, rear bumper's off. Realistically, I think the car is basically stripped. It's pretty much ready to go. There's somebody coming by today to pull the glass out of the back of the car. We thought that these trim pieces would come out by themselves, but it turns out they're sandwiched by the glass. So that's not going to work. So we got to get those pulled out, so we don't break them. Otherwise, she's basically ready to go. It's time for paint. It's looking more and more like a race car every day, which is pretty exciting if you ask me. So I guess now I gotta get started. I think my goal is to have as much of the car sanded as possible. Hope I can get the doors completely sanded and off today. The plan is still to get it painted on Wednesday. So we have 2 days. It's Tuesday right now. So I also made a to-do list yesterday to keep everything organized so we don't forget anything. We'll remove the seats and harnesses, already done. Lots of wiring stuff in here, a little bit of body work that needs to be done. Brake and fuel lines, we might get to, I don't know, more wiring. Paint the cage and the floor. Since we have everything out of the car, the cage is still unpainted, so there's beginning to be some surface rust, so I'd like to get the cage painted. We'll do that while everything's out. Paint the floor pans, just clean them up a little bit. Steering wheel hasn't been centered since I put it on, so I need to get that fixed. And then sand and prime and paint. We'll probably add to this list, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I added number 19 to our to-do list. There's a spot on the cage that didn't get welded up 100%. So we want to tack that up while the sunroof is out. Hopefully we have time to do all 19 of those things. Oh, and I need to relocate that. All right. The trunk release has just been free floating since I did the interior gut. I think we're gonna just find a way to connect it up top there where it's easily reachable from the window. But that's number 20. Well, I've been at it for about an hour, making progress. Man, this is really annoying work. It's not hard, it's just my hands are numb, my head kind of hurts, my ears are ringing, but I've probably got about 2 hours before Ryan's up. And when Ryan gets up, I need to go into town and do some stuff with him, but I've got a couple hours. I'm hoping I can get this side of the car done, maybe start on the other side of the car. Man, I'd really like to have the sanding done today, so I'll give an update once we get somewhere. We're taking a break from sanding to work on our painting location. This is Alex's garage. That's Alex over there yelling at people. And this is the paint booth. This is where we're going to paint our cars. A real paint booth, not a garage, which is going to be great.
Excellent.
Right now, John and Alex are working on the wiring, and next we need to put in filters. So we've got 3 cases of these filters that go on the doors, which is where the air comes in, and then the other filters go on this wall over here, where the air goes out and up the ceiling. We need to get the wiring done, we need to get these installed, all this plywood has to come out, get everything out of the paint booth, probably sweep it. Yeah, then we're good to go.
Come here. They come down. That's where the Yahoo's tapped in, the 2 reds. Yeah. So this is what we, and then we got the control wires going out to the box on the thing. Yeah, and that's everything. Make a noise. Shut up.
You look lost.
Not yet. Well, I'm going to rebuild this thing. Not a lot here up to code.
No?
No. But it never is. It's always code when it goes in, and then by the time everyone else touches it. Yeah, so this just does the... Where's the box number 1? Which he said it was.
I'm glad John's here.
Oh,
Lights? Yeah, but they're still shining down here for a little bit. I'm probably going to move them up above this.
All it needed was power.
got a switch on the wall somewhere. Doesn't really seem like there is. Might have to crawl up there. Ah, you've done me a dirty.
Did they swap that conduit out for the other one?
Conduit goes there. Yeah, they pulled it. So
here at Carfoolery, everybody has a job. Everybody applies the things that we do professionally to working on cars. So John is over there wiring up the paint booth so that we can use it. Thank you, John. Ryan is mopping the floor so that we don't get ants. Thank you, Ryan. And I'm over here just making sure we don't get any infectious diseases. And if we do, I will surely report them correctly to the CDC.
You know, mopping is a lot like making love. It's easy to learn how to do it, but impossible to master.
I've been left alone holding a couple 240-volt wires. Ryan's wandering around aimlessly.
Stephen, got you this giant piece of cardboard so you can create the list that it's going to take to finish your Prelude.
Oh, I already have a list.
Yeah, but this one is actually big enough to hold all of the items that you need to do. You know, if each thing is that big. Because you're fucked.
Okay. All right. Now we're troubleshooting the logic board that controls the fan. Ten seconds.
It's not running.
okay,
Is it supposed to be?
I don't know. I'm working on it.
Okay. Well, I need to go meet the glass guy. I can hear it.
I can just determine how fast that fan spins.
So why was it overloading?
And there it overloads again. I don't know why it's overloading.
Okay. Is it moving air?
I'm checking right now. Oh, shit.
Wow. You have got to be shitting me. Hey, John. Come here. Hey! Whoa, my God. We blew the doors open.
Oh, I bet it did.
Wow. So the problem now is that our inlet fan is overpowering the outlet fan.
Well, I haven't tried it like this yet. Because what happened before is that turned on slightly,
Yeah.
and then the massive input fan came in. So I'm thinking if I crank this up when we turn it on, it'll vacuum the room and then positively pressurize the room. And maybe we won't try to blow the windows open. She's gonna hold. But I mean, you see that.
Hey, it's 12:30 in the morning, and I've been sanding for the last few hours. A lot's happened. I filmed a little bit of work I was doing here. We went to Alex's garage and we filmed that process. And then I haven't really filmed anything since we left. First of all, the glass is out of the car. It was more expensive than I wished it would be, but I think in the end it's gonna be worth it. I've been sanding a lot. I think I did about 6 hours of sanding today. So this side is basically done. You can see down at the bottom of the car here. That still needs to be sanded. The bottom of the door needs to be sanded. A couple spots. It'll be easier once the doors are off the car. The roof of the car is done. It looks like it isn't. That's all just the dust. Ow, oh, Jesus. Wow. So all that's left to sand I just started in on this before I realized what time it is. The other fender is left to do, and both bumpers. And then the sanding's done. I think I'm a little behind schedule. We spent more time at Alex's garage than I had really wanted to, but that's okay. It was all stuff that needed to be done. My plan is still to finish the sanding tomorrow, get it prepped, and then take it over to the shop tomorrow to get it in the paint booth. Then there's all the masking. So there's still quite a bit of work to do, but we're getting there. John is not painting his car this week. There's just too much to do. Oh, which reminds me, I need to put his car back in here. I'm standing where it's supposed to be. He needs to do some body work. There's a lot more to go before the car is actually ready for paint. So that's not gonna happen this week. At this point, it is 12:30 in the morning. I've been up and going since 7. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna get hopefully about 7 hours of sleep and then be back here in the morning doing it again.